So the British Labour Party, who are in power right now, gave a speech today saying that they are going to double down on deregulation. This is interesting for a few reasons. Deregulation has traditionally been more of a right-wing, pro investment, pro business, pro banker policy, and the Labour government has traditionally been a pretty left party, more left than the Democrat Party in the United States. During the 20th century, for example, the Labour Party was basically a socialist party, and a lot of things in the United Kingdom were nationalized. So for them now to be deregulating is kind of a twist in the story. Although at the end of the 1990s, early 2000s, there was the New Labour, which was kind of similar to how the Democrat Party under Bill Clinton also went a little bit more right wing. But this is also interesting in the context of Europe and in relation to the United States. Like the United States, some European countries at the moment are becoming more right wing. And while I do say here that the Labour Party seems to be going more right, they are still a left wing party. So ideology will still play a part, and they will probably be a little bit more antagonistic to Donald Trump and to right wing parties in Europe. How did all this happen? Well, the invasion of Ukraine was certainly something that changed everybody's opinions about the world. Up until then, we believed in the post-Cold War era, where basically the West had won, democracy had won, capitalism had won, and eventually all countries around the world would become democratic or capitalistic. But with the Russian invasion, that was all shattered. Another thing the reason that this shattered was that China has not democratized, even though a lot of countries, including the United Kingdom, moved a lot of their businesses to China to manufacture for cheaper labor. China became a more capitalist country, but is still a one-party country. And now their businesses are beginning to go around the world, and Europe is not where it was 20, 30 years ago, and the United Kingdom is certainly not where it was 100 years ago when it was the British Empire and the biggest empire the world had ever seen. So now the United Kingdom is kind of in a place that has not been for a long time, unless you compare it to maybe like 400 years ago when it was just a small island of really no significance. So maybe 700 years ago. So I do not know if the Labour Party is doing this because they realize everything that's going on, but the United Kingdom now needs to make a decision about how it's going to compete in the future. I've been saying for a while now that I believe that European countries might need to deregulate and even give away some of their benefits that people there have been given over the past 100 years. For example, welfare, a lot of these things that Americans wish they had. But like it or not, America is a much stronger country than a small place like the United Kingdom. So it will be interesting to see how far this deregulation goes. They're doing this to try to get more investment in the country, but will it erode other things like the NHS? And the other question is, as they allow more investment, as they want to get more investment, will they follow the United States and become more protectionist and anti-China? It doesn't seem so, because by wanting more investment and deregulating, they're actually kind of going in the opposite direction of the United States. So then it begs the question, are they going to ask for investment from all countries, including China? Of course, maybe not Russia, but it's going to be interesting watching the United Kingdom from now. And this is just the beginning of the Labour Party's rule. Bye-bye.